Hi there, this is John. Something I never realised before, I never even thought about it until I had to get my dentures here. A lot of people in the world wear dentures, your teeth only last so long. So I hope that this video is of some help to you who can't afford to pay a lot of money for teeth. You can get all this stuff off the internet for about, including the steaming machine. You probably get all that for less than $100. And yeah, I hope it helps. Let's go on. As you get older, your teeth get worn out. And from the years of, say 9, 10 years old, when you're getting your big teeth in your mouth, over the years they start, decaying in various places. Some people don't have that problem. But as I got older, I had more teeth work that needed doing, dentistry in other words. Got loads of fillings, got crowns, root canals, the usual thing. But by the time I reached about 55, 60, my teeth were just getting so bad with general use. Probably a poor diet of eating too much candy, I'm sure, and I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes. That probably played into the tooth decay thing. And for whatever, we end up with tooth problems. So last year I ended up with only 4 teeth in the front on the top there, and I had to speak when I was making videos. I had to hold the camera at a certain angle so I wouldn't look ridiculous because of lack of teeth on my perception. So I thought, this year I thought, okay, we'll just see how. I actually made some dentures, partial to go around the teeth, but it didn't work too well. Looked alright, but practically not too well. So I was eating some food one day and one of the 4 teeth fell out, just snapped, cracked right off. And then I thought, okay. I elected to get the rest of them removed and have a full denture put in. It looks really good. I mean, my teeth have never looked this good for years and years. So the only drawback is these things are expensive. This cost nearly $2,000 just for a top denture. Now, I'm going to save you a lot of money and I'll show you how to make your own dentures. I did, like I say, I made one before. It worked, it wasn't that great, but now after working with a denturist when he was fitting my teeth and talking, asking the right questions, I've came up with a solution of how to make a really good denture for, I'll say, probably less than $100. I'll tell you what we need. Okay, I'll go through a list of things that you're going to need to make your teeth. You're first of all going to make an impression of your gums, and to do that you'll need these things here. They look like football mouth guards or something, but that one, because it has a shape here, that's for your top, and there's different, this is for the top of your mouth. This one, it doesn't have any palate, so that's for your bottom teeth if you have to have bottom teeth made. Very simple. So these come in a packet of different sizes because everybody's mouth's slightly different, So you pick out which one's going to fit you. So then you take this stuff, mix it with water. The instructions are on the back, no problem. Then you fill that with the mixture and you put it in your mouth and you leave it in for a specific time, like it's maybe a minute, and that allows the material to start hardening up, and you take it out and then you have an impression of your teeth in there. Once you have that, you would fill that impression with plaster of Paris or gypsum, better still. Once you've made an impression with plaster of Paris, then you've got a form to use this stuff. This all comes off the internet. It's AliExpress, eBay. It's not expensive, it's just gum material. and this is heat sensitive. So what you do is you heat this up, put it in some hot water, and it'll make it pliable, and then you'll put it around the impression, because I'm going to show you physically, but I'm just showing you what you need basically. But this is what your gum material. You put that around, bend it, and you've got a shape of your gums. Then and as it cools down, it gets harder. So if you want to keep using it, you've got to keep putting it in hot water. But what I did was, I got a steamer, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now this is a steamer. Now you put water in it, plug it in, heats up into steam, and you press this trigger, and that lets the steam out in a fine jet, which allows you to do slight adjustments on this stuff, because you don't want to heat it all up at once because it will distort. So you just want to heat small areas, and steam, pointed steam, will work really good on this. I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. I'm just showing you what you need. Of course, the other thing you need is these teeth. You can get these for $5–10 or something. They're very cheap off the internet. They look like teeth, and you just set them into the gum. Now, if you're doing a top denture, and you use a lot of pressure in your mouth, what they are also got is one of these. It's like a reinforcement. It's made of metal. It's grid. Probably be really good going through security detectors at the airport. But that's for just reinforcing the palate. But I don't know if I'll use this or not. I don't think my denture has one of these in, but you can get them, and I did get this, so I didn't know any better to not get it. Anyhow, I'm going to go through the process, and hopefully it helps you and you can understand it better. Thank you. This is the material that we're going to need to begin. We're going to need some measuring spoons, a mixing bowl, a plastic spoon here. We have the impressions tray here. We have alginate impression material and a measuring jug. And it says on the instructions, and I'm only going to use half of this because this is for top and bottom impressions. 2 spoons, 20 grams of alginate, 44 milliliters of water, which is supposed to be lukewarm, just slightly warm. You mix it for 30 seconds and leave in the mold for 1 minute. Then you put it in your mouth for 1:30 seconds, and you take it out and let it set up for a bit before you move on to the next part of the process. Not a big deal. Okay, the first thing is to put in the alginate. Of course, I'm just using the top dentures, so I'm just going to use 1 tablespoonful of alginate there. Now, next thing to do is add some water as required, which would be 22 milliliters. Put that much in, see how that looks. Give it a bit of a stir up. I'll sure time this for 30 seconds. And you can kind of tell whether it's ready or not, and whether there's enough to actually fill the tray. Mix and mix and mix and mix in here. Give it a good mix in. Seems a little bit runny, so I'm going to add just a touch more of this stuff here. Yeah. So you gotta, do it by looks and feels. Okay, that's much better. Is it a science? I'm sure it is. Oh yes, much better. I'm squeaking to you on behalf of. Okay, we're almost ready. And then once it's there, you put it in this tray here. There we go. Oh, looking much better, much better. There we go, we're definitely going to have a look now. See, the last time we mixed it, it was the right consistency, but there wasn't enough to fill this palette thing here, so what can you do? And you got to do this part on the top as well, that's important. And then there she goes there, there we go. Not to worry about it, you just got to keep loading it in as it falls out, and it is slowly hardening, but it's not too hard yet. So once this is done, we're going to put this in my mouth and once it sets up a little bit. Okay, now we have the impression. We're just going to leave that to go off, set up, and then I can pour the plaster of Paris in there and get a shape to which we can bend this. The next thing is to put this heart into a plastic bag. My wife, who was a dental technician years ago, we should do this, and that will allow this all to dry evenly. There we go. Just leave it there for a minute or an hour, and then we'll come back to it. And then I'll do the pouring of the plaster of Paris. Alright, then the next part of the process is to pour plaster in the mould. The plaster I'm going to use is plaster of Paris, but I think that gypsum's supposed to be much better. The quantity is 2 parts plaster of Paris to 1 part water. That is the mixture. So let's give that a try. Mix it in. This has been sitting for a while. I think it should be. And here we go. 2 parts plaster of Paris, 1 part water. I'm going to mix it on here and put it down, but I thought this was funny. I just found this blank piece of paper where it says, "This page is intentionally left blank." Can you believe that? Okay, I'm going to go 2 of these guys, or not. There's quite a lot there. Make more than less, so there we go. We got that in there. Add some water. Not a lot, not as much as. So mixing that up here, just giving it a mix in, see how it works. And if it's too dry, just add more water. It's not a big deal, it's not rocket surgery. There you go. And as you can see, we put in too much water there, so I'll just add a bit more. It's like making a cake, is it? I don't know. Right, alright, good. That looks pretty setting up-ish. It's not thick enough yet. You've got to mix so it's a very even consistency all the way through. Very important. This is getting even, but it's kind of need a bit more of this stuff here. There we go. Add a little bit more plaster of Paris, don't be shy, it's cheap enough. And then once it's mixed to the correct consistency, which is now it is right. You can tell it kind of hangs on to itself a bit, that's what you want. Now what I'm going to do is move this out of the way. Put that on here. And then I'm going to put this in here. There we go. Oh, nice. It's like ice cream, kind of. There you go. Oh, nice. There you go. It needs to be standing proud of this top part here. and pressed in so it fills all the gaps. Nice. There we go. That looks about right on there. So that's what we got. Smooth, that can be smooth. Doesn't matter if it's smooth or not. That's not a working surface. Just put that in here. Now what I'll do is I'll just leave it to set up for a while, and we'll come back shortly. So now it's poured. Maybe a little bit over here, do you think? There. Good enough. Okay, here we go. And that, by doing that, that should help release plaster of Paris from the mould here. There we go, cutting that off. No problem. Oh, it's easy just to scrape up here. Learning as we go. There we go. Now this part here, I don't know. There we go. Right now, I think you just have to twist it gently. A little bit of twisting, a little bit of pushing. This part here. There we go. There's a part here. Looks like it's slowly starting to come up. See that? Right there. Well, there you go. And there is an impression. Now then, as you see, excuse me. Okay, I've got the mould here. Take this, put it in hot water, soften it up, and we're going to put it around here. I'm going to let this feel a little bit damp, so I'm going to let it dry out a bit more. Alright. Now I'll just take some boiling water and put it in the cup here. When it's 3/4 full, we just immerse the gum material in there, and it should soften right up. Famous last words. Okay. Now this is softening right up. You just take it out, and I'm going to make it in this shape. Follow the shape round here. Oh yeah, you got to put a palette in the top too, I believe. There we go. As you can see, it's quite pliable. You got to make sure you got enough up here though, all the way around and down this area, and you just, when you know, maneuver, manipulate. There we go. There we go. And as it softens, as it hardens, as it gets cooler, it will get harder. So we have to bear that in mind here. Now also, we're going to have to put, like, squeeze these areas up here, so we're going to mount the teeth in this gum area. So continuing on here. There we go. Coming on there. And once you get this shape, the basic shape here, then I'm going to use the steam cleaning machine to do just a little point on it. Okay, soaking it down once more and drying it off a bit because I don't want it to compromise the actual plaster of Paris cut. Yeah, now I'm going to squeeze this a little bit more. I'm going to put some different light on, see if that makes a difference. There we are. So, okay. Now we've got this just about the right shape, but I did notice that this is a lot thinner in profile than this. So what I'm going to do now is use a steamer and take some of this thickness down. You know, I'll just push it either side here. And this is the steamer. It's got about half a pint of water in it. It's heated just about enough. Now you've got to be careful not to spray yourself with a red hot steamer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this area and move it out towards the gum area. There we go. See, the top layer gets soft, but the underneath stays hard, which is what you want, otherwise you're going to have to reshape everything. So I'm just getting moving some of this denture material away from the top because it's kind of thick there. Well, just keep working it till it comes the way you want it to be. Make sure you got enough height on these outside walls, that's important. Otherwise the denture will not stay in. Okay, we've got this roughly the right shape. Now I'm going to start putting teeth in here. These fellas here. So I'm going to start off by putting some boiling water in a bowl. Not deep, because all I want to do is to soften that area there. So we'll just set it in there for a bit and let's see how it looks. And then we'll grab a tooth that looks a bit like this. There you go. I want to put them just the same as this one. So it's going on like that. And sticking out these like turn into a rat teeth. So you gotta let this soften up a bit more. I'm not saying out. And you'll have to line up like these ones. It's just cracking us up this for some reason. Okay. This one push in there like that. Almost. So what we're doing now is just getting the locations of where the teeth are going to go. These teeth here are one shade wrong. These are the right shade, if you see. These are A3 and these are A2, and them's the colour of my teeth. So we'll have to replace them and do that. So all I've got to do is pop these back out. There we go. Set this to one side, and then I'm gonna you gotta be careful, it's really hot. Oh lovely. Look at that. And then I just take one of these guys here, just push it in. Look at that, perfect. Almost. And then the next one. Yeah, much better colour than the other ones. The other ones look a little bit dodgy. Now then, what the object is to get them all in, and then we can line them all up straight and stuff if you can as you go on. Okay, now I'm doing this one now. Okay, there's the first four teeth in there. We can push these a little bit closer together if we want. There we go. Just take your time. There's no mad rush. Just try and get them even. I'm just heating this part up and pulling it down a little bit so it's an anchoring point for the actual tooth. And just push it in there like that, see. There we go. And then all this is going to be smoothed out. We can smooth all this out. Once you get all your teeth lined up relatively good. Then put a bit more steam on it here. Steam cleaner. I think I say be careful because this is really hot. Latent heat, I believe it might be called. There we go. It's looking good in there. Excellent. Then put this guy in there. The right way around preferably. There you go. And then you can just set them on there, make sure everything looks straight against the paper. That looks relatively straight. Looking good. Okay, now that the teeth are in, we can start smoothing them all out and make sure everything is straight. Like I like to lay them on a flat surface, make sure they're all relatively straight. This is the Upper Denture, and that is the homemade one. So I can adjust all this, but it's getting there. Okay, I can see these guys need pushing in further. Those guys need pushing in further. Just comparing the two dentures. So good. And all this here, this can that'll get all rubbed out with the steam cleaner. Soften it and just rub it down. No problem. Now, as you can see, these teeth, they're in line, but they're pointed out just slightly, especially at the front. Then they go straight down. So I'm going to put the steamer all the way around this gum line, put it all the way around there, and everything should pull in better. So here we go. And then once you get so far along and you've been steam steaming this material, I like to just let it sit for about half an hour, let it harden up a bit more, and continue on. Just enjoy the process. Next we look at the denture here. It looks pretty good, but when you put the mould back in here again, you'll see that the front of the mould, which is that there, that's about maybe over an eighth, 3/16 forward, so this will have to be all melted again a bit, and that needs to be pushed back so these teeth actually come straight down, not sticking out forwards. Okay, I'm checking again with this, putting the mould back in there, and that was the other mould. That's the one that's not finished yet. Here's this one. Okay, now what we got. Okay, so I can see this area is too far back, so I'm going to have to push this whole area out now and see how that works. If it works at all, I'm sure it will. The steam is very hot, be careful. You might want to wear safety glasses, probably a good idea. You put that on there and you push the whole thing back, push everything back there. Starting to get there. How's that look? Any better? I think so. I think so, a little bit better. Oh yes, much better. Coming on. Now it's for some, it's got to do detail right now to be alright. Homemade, without any denture stuff in yet. And these ones, these are the bought ones. There's not much difference really. I just got to do some fine work on here. I've got to, you know, push the denture stuff in here, just make the teeth look better. So now I'm going to reinforce this area by pushing the pink gum material closer and around the teeth to make these more robust once they're in the mouth. Why? Looking better all the time. What do you think? Coming on anyhow, that's one good thing. So that's how easy it is to make teeth. They turned out just like the real thing, and they fit, but I'm going to keep tweaking them a bit more so they hold in better. These hold in pretty good. These are the Dentura's teeth. These are do-it-yourself teeth. But anyhow, these don't need any adhesive or anything, and these don't initially, but then they start getting a bit loose, so I'll just tweak it, you know, push that area up maybe adjust these back areas, but it fits very good. And I hope that helped you. You know, why pay over $1,000 when you can make your own? They don't look much different, I wouldn't say. From the horse's mouth. Anyhow, enjoy yourself, make the teeth. I've had so much fun doing it. I've started yet another set of Upper Dentures. I had a little piece of material left over. And oh, by the way, if you do make your own teeth like that, these were separate. I had to put them all in separately, but you can buy them on a wire. So all you have to do is just stick the wire in place, and that gives you, hang on a second. Okay, these are the upper ones, but there's a wire attaching all them together. So all you got to do is get your shape and then just push that in, and that'll hold everything much better. It's a lot easier than putting single ones in. It took a while to get this together, but it was worth it. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Now you can have a confident smile.